So now we're ready to stitch. You can work in the way that you feel comfortable working. Some people are comfortable laying up the whole entire design on the light box and stitching the entire design at once. And you can do that. The Roxanne's glue will hold forever. Pieces won't come off as I hold it in my hand, and you'll see that. I like to work in smaller sections, so I might lay up a small section of my block, stitch it, and then put it back on the light box, line it up, and continue putting pieces in place, and then I can stitch it. It's up to you how you decide to work. The thread that I use is Metler thread. It's 100% cotton, and I really like it. It's cotton thread goes with cotton fabric. I like the way it buries itself in the fabric. I use a 60 weight, which is the green label. The next thing I need is a needle. I'm going to use one of my hand applique needles, and I'm ready to start. So the first thing I've done is I've put a knot in the end of my thread. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've also got a thimble thing on the end of my finger, that I don't poke a hole in my finger with my needle. Okay, so here we go. I squish the fabric up in my left hand and work my way over to the shape. I want to bury my knot in the purple fabric, so I'm just going to come up on the very edge of it, and I'm going to just make sure that the tail of the thread is underneath the shape. The applique stitch is very easy. It's just straight into the background and right back up into the purple fabric. Straight into the background only and right up into the purple fabric. And I'm taking pretty small stitches, about maybe a little more than 1/8 of an inch apart. As I turn, I'll just move my hand again, squish everything up in my left hand, and start again. So I'm going straight through the background and straight through the purple. Straight down and right back up. You want to make sure that your stitches don't start to go on a slant. So exactly where that thread came up, you want to go right back into the background right at that point. You don't want to start slanting your stitches. So straight in and right back out. I always match the color of thread to the fabric, so I'm using purple thread for purple fabric. And I'm pushing that needle through with the thimble pad on my finger. Turn the piece of fabric as you go. You can see my left thumb is always on top of the piece of fabric that I'm stitching. Okay, so we're at the end of our circle. So I'm going to take my last stitch, which should be very close to your first stitch, and I'm going to put my needle straight through the background. I'm going to come out to the wrong side. I'm now going to do a knot, and I'm going to bury the knot just in the background. So I'm taking the thread in my left hand, I'm wrapping the thread around my needle twice, still holding on to that part of it, and now I'm just moving that knot down till it's about 1/4 of an inch away from the background fabric. Next, I'm going to take my needle and just go through the background fabric. I'm not going through the purple, and I'm giving it a pop. Now my knot is buried. So I don't have any knots on the back of my work.